more than anything, what this does is that all these connected devices, sensor-enabled devices, they actually have caused a situation that we as marketeers have been talking about, at least since I started studying, which is, you know, the customer is empowered, the customer is in the driver's seat, and the customer is becoming a very demanding customer. And so understanding and putting that customer absolutely first is what I believe, and again, I think I've done now maybe more than 30 of these round tables, and nobody has ever challenged the notion of really getting that right is not helping me to beat my competitors. On the other hand, we've been talking about customer centricity since in the 60s. I mean, that was like supposedly the holy grail. And so big question, you know, oh fine, get the notion, connected society, so, but does it really drive growth? First question for Insights 2020. And the second question was, so, and then what are the drivers? So what is it made up of? And what levers do you play in order to become more customer-centric? So, and how do you achieve it? How do you become the most? And the first, and maybe most important statistic, was answering the very first question. Does customer centricity actually drive business growth? And it was definitely way beyond what we had as an hypothesis in terms of what would come out. If there would have been no correlation, we would have been in trouble. But the correlation was really strong. They really go hand in hand. The content now, what I'll do is, I'll talk about these 3 dimensions. The first is the total experience. So the 10 are basically clustered in 3 dimensions. And although all the statements I'll show are literally what the respondents saw, these names we made up, just to try to give a good name to these dimensions. The first, what we call total experience. Total experience is about what, let's say, your client or the end user experiences from you as a supplier. And it talks about things like the depth of the experience. So to what extent is the experience personalized? The breadth of the experience. So how consistent is it across all touch points and channels? And the, let's say, coherence. To what extent is the experience, is everything in the experience linked to the brand purpose? So to the brand. Then there's the dimension of customer obsession, which talks about, let's say, the internal organization, which is a lot to do about rallying everybody, you know, not outsourcing customer centricity to a function or to a person. It's about leadership and the role of leadership. And it's about, as I said, a culture of experimentation and collaboration. And then the third is basically about you know, insights and analytics as a strategic lever. We call it the insights engine. So what makes a real insights engine?